Well, there's that song again. It's ringing in my ears. On the road again. Hey friends, Ken Dunn back with you again. And I'm heading out to the likely gold mine. Now, this is an unusual video because compared to season 1, I'm hardly out there at all right now. And there's a couple reasons for that. Firstly, we've got an amazing team out there. Dan has done an incredible job running the mine for us. And now we've got John Trulings on site as our operations manager. And things are coming together. As always, there's been a ton of issues and mostly revolves around heavy equipment. And I'm going out there now because the guys have been fighting like crazy for the last couple months to get our equipment operating and get our second wash plant, the DRocker, up and running. And I wanted to be there when everything finally got working, and it looks like tomorrow's going to be the day. So I'm in the Toronto airport, just heading out to Vancouver, overnighting in Vancouver, and then jumping on a small commuter plane up to Williams Lake, and I'm taking you with me. We're going on the road again. We're going to check out this amazing mining operation, and hopefully we might just catch our first 10-ounce day. Stay with me. Well, the Air Canada trilogy keeps moving on. My flight from Toronto to Vancouver was supposed to leave at 6 o'clock last night. It didn't leave until 9 o'clock, which got me in here at midnight, and got a quick sleep at the Marriott Hotel, and now I'm back in the South Terminal. Now, I've been here quite a few times and done these videos with you, but I gotta tell you, with record numbers of Canadians staying in Canada and doing vacations in Canada, if you're thinking about a vacation and exploring the country, you really should check out going up into the interior of British Columbia. There's amazing vacation locations and destinations, and you fly out of this small airport, and you can see about over my shoulder here, they've got everything set up, beautiful flights, small flights, I'll tell you, but it's really amazing. Anyway, I can't wait to get up there today and see what's actually happening. Give you a little bit of an update. As you guys know from earlier videos, we spent last year acquiring a significant amount of equipment. And one of the things we acquired was our DRocker, which is a larger wash plant that has much more capability than the Trommel. And the idea is to get both our DRocker wash plant and our Trommel wash plant all working, and that would allow us to obviously increase the amount of gold that we're getting every day. But like everything else in the mining industry, there really seems to be something to this. You know, in placer mining, it's kind of like the most popular type of mining. This is where most people in the mining industry cut their teeth. They buy a little claim and they find whatever equipment they can and they start digging. And that's kind of what we bought. And so we've done our best job to find better equipment over the last year and a half and get everything going. But the reality is, there's an old saying in placer mining that I now 100% understand and believe. And that old saying is, placer mining is where equipment goes to die. Because obviously this is all heavy equipment, and heavy equipment has incredibly high use, and with that, lots and lots of challenges. So we've had our fair share of challenges again this year. Also, when we bought the DRocker, we realized that there was going to be other equipment we would need to attach to it, which included sluice boxes coming off the end of it and a whole system around it. And we started setting it up around the end of May, and we really did believe that it might take us maybe a month, so the end of June. Well, we've just got it set up now. And we're into the middle of August in the season already. But I'll get up there. I've got a flight that's going to leave here in about an hour. I'll get up to the mine. I'm going to be picked up at the airport by our new mine supervisor, John, who I'll introduce you to, and then we'll be down to the mine. We should have both wash plants running today, and there could be a really good chance that we're going to start seeing the 10 ounces a day that we believe is our potential with these two plants running together. But I'll let you guys know about that once I get up to Williams Lake. All right, friends, I'm back at the likely gold mine again, and I'm just driving down to the mine yet. I haven't talked to anybody, but I just had to stop here because I'm a little bit amazed by what's happened. I haven't been here in about a month and a half. A lot of the businesses that I own have taken my time and attention, but I just got to turn the camera around and show you this. So what we're looking at right now is the progress that's been done already here. We had 43-101 reports done that said about 60 feet down is where the gold veins really start and intensify. 60 feet down from the surface is where we're looking at an ounce of gold for every 20 to 30 yards of material. And I want to give this the perspective for you. So that dump truck right there that you see in the screen is down in the pit. The last time that I was here, where I'm standing right now, it was a level slope all the way down. And right where that dump truck is about hole number 4, which is the richest hole. It was dug down about 250 feet to the bottom. But you can see easily they're already down over 30 feet. And where you see that, I don't know if you can see it from here, but there's an excavator way up on a hill. That's a DRocker. I'll get down there and I'll take you on a tour as I get around. I'm excited to be here, but man, oh man, is that ever already a massive hole. So I'm going to do my best to give everybody a really good update at what's happening here at the mine and help everybody to understand how far they've come already. Also excited about getting our update from the mine managers as I'm here. Well, here I am back on site again. Sorry for the glasses. It is bright as hell out here. It's about 30 degrees and it's raining. Where do we start? Let me see here. So where I'm standing right now, let me turn the camera around, is on the current site. I'm calling it current site because there's the Trommel that we've been using for the last year and a half. Since the last time I was here, we bought another conveyor, which is this blue apparatus here. If you remember from the videos last year where I was actually uploading the hopper for the Trommel, we had a guy at the top of the hill, and it was actually taking 3 people to run this plant. Now, by adding this conveyor here, which it's not working right now, the starter is gone in it, but they're going to get it fixed. Basically, the plant can be run with one person in a loader that will load that hopper. The pay dirt goes up in the conveyor, and that way it's evened out and all the big rocks get kicked off of it and into the Trommel. And if we walk around the other side here, we can see that a lot of the old equipment is gone now out of the way. It's a nice cleaner site, and there's actually a little bridge I can walk across so I can get an even better video of this now. But alas, it's not running. And of course, everybody knows with our shortened mining season, or our short mining season out here, we only have about 7 months. We're in the middle of August right now, and this plant isn't working. So that's not good news at all. It's been down for about a week. They got the conveyor installed and they started using it, and the starter went. So now we're waiting for a new starter to show up for it. It's going to take about a day to get that working again, and then it'll get back into production. But as you remember from the previous videos, the Trommel turns, separates all the tailings out, which go through this other conveyor way out of the way, all automated. And then the pay dirt, the fines, go down into the sluice mats and get caught there where the gold is collected. I look at this and I'm excited about this. I'm excited because I can see how we're thinking here and how my managers have really got a great idea to run this. Now, this will only do about 80 yards an hour, but one worker here is about $2,500 a week. So now, because of that extra Trommel, we've taken this operation down to one person, so made it really efficient. And so if we do, let's say we get into, when we start doing this again, we're in ground that produces 1 ounce for every, let's say 200 yards. Well, an ounce of gold is $4,500. And if we have one person in a week doing this, it's running for 10 hours a day at 80 yards an hour. That's 800 yards. And if we're at 1 ounce for 200 yards, you know, there's the potential for 4 ounces a day just from that one plant. And that's kind of what the idea is. The big thing I wanted to see here on this trip is our DRocker. And as I was telling everybody in the last video, our plan for the season was to get the DRocker up and running, which, if everything goes well, it can do up to 300 yards an hour of pay dirt into the machine and make this actually work. And of course, we started actually putting the DRocker together. Like, the plan was, let's put the DRocker together at the beginning of the season. Well, as I'm learning in the gold mining industry, everything is gonna take 3 times longer than we expect and cost twice as much more. And the DRocker has actually proven that, because we're here in the middle of August now, and they're putting the final touches on the DRocker today, and they should start running pay dirt through it. So the Trommel's been down for the last week, which means no gold production whatsoever on the mine. The DRocker it's taken them all this time to get it set up. So they didn't actually start setting it up until the beginning of June, and it took about 6 weeks to get it set up, which has brought us to where we are now. So this has not run yet, but it's an incredibly elaborate operation that they have running this, and I'm gonna show you exactly how this happens. Let me go over here to give you the best view of it. I'll walk right over to the bottom of this system so you can see exactly how this is going to work. So let me just turn this around now and let you get a view up the system. So if we look way straight ahead, way up there, you can see the DRocker up on a man-made hill and the excavator at the top of it. Beyond that is where we're getting the gold from, and I'll walk you up there in a couple minutes and see. So what's going to happen is we're going to use a bulldozer to push the pay dirt up to the excavator. The excavator will load it into the DRocker, which hits it with high-powered, high-pressure water and separates all the gold out. All the golds and the fines come out a chute below the DRocker and into the sluice boxes, which I'll see up there. And they've got a really great system for the sluices, and all the water and the tailings come right out the back of that DRocker. The water comes down into these ponds. The ponds have screens at different levels, so all the laden heavy tailings stay at the top and all the cleanest water comes down here. And then here there's basically a siphon and intake right here in the water, which comes through this pump back into this 8-inch tube, right back up, and is recycled through that process. We've got 6 guys on site now. I had lunch with them all today to get to know the new guys and everything else. We've promoted another one of our guys to site manager. His name's John. He's an amazing human being. And right now they're doing the final touches. So they're cleaning up all the debris on the side, pushing that as far out of the way as they can to make enough room to drive back and down, up and down here. And they're putting the final touches on the actual sluice boxes there. Now, I had to cut my trip 1 day short, so I'm only here for 1 day today. And I want to thank Air Canada for causing me to have to cut my trip short. At the time I'm shooting this video, the flight attendants at Air Canada are about to go on strike, and if I didn't cut my trip short, there was a chance I was going to get stuck in Vancouver, so I had to go and make that change. But I'm here for the day, and there's a really good chance I'm not going to get to see this happen. But they're working hard. They were really hoping to at least fire it up while I was here today so I could actually get a look at it and show all of my followers, everybody who's interested in this series that I'm doing, as well as our lenders and our investors, what's actually going on there. So let's just stop here for a second because I don't want to get around this loader. He's working really hard. We're going to back right out of the way. And friends, that's the loader that fell into the pond last year. It was on its side. Cost us about $40,000 to get it running again, and it's in really good shape. It's working really, really well. We'll let the loader guy pass us by. Heavy equipment on the site. There goes the loader. And we'll go up here and get a look at what the guys are doing. Right now, they're doing some final welding to make everything run together, to make sure the sluices are all running, and it looks like it's all coming together. So you can get a better look at this here. All the pay dirt comes up the other side, the excavator at the top, loads everything into that big, huge apparatus up there. That's called the DRocker. All the fines with the gold in come through a chute in the bottom into that first sluice where the guys are working on putting that sheet of steel with the cage in it there. They're holding it in place with a man's body weight, obviously. All the material goes through there. There's sluices and miner's mats underneath that, so gold will get caught there. And then from there, the flow of the water brings all the fine gold down through that sluice underneath here, and then you can see this is all mats in here. So all the gold gets caught in here, and we're talking a significant amount of power. So the gold comes off here, and then here it's going to separate and go 2 different ways. It drops down in here, and you can see there's more mats on both sides that are going to catch that. So all the gold will get caught there, here, and those mats there. And friends, that's a system, because you got to remember this DRocker, I'll give you another view of it from right from here. You can see that there. That DRocker can handle up to 300 yards of material per hour. And there are 27 jets hitting water with that. It goes through a significant amount of water.
which is why this whole system, if you look at it, water will come right out the end there, and it'll flow down into this series of lagoons and ponds, and it goes through the trommels, and most of the water will come out right here. And that's why you see all the gray material. If you look just beyond the sluices there, that's where most of the tailings are going to get caught. So we're going to have another excavator sitting here, which will be constantly cleaning that first area out. But you can see how the ponds have elevated areas between them, so all the material is there. So by the time it gets down to the last pond, it's clean material. All right, let me go show you where all the gold is.